And welcome back to the Big Rapids Cardinal pregame show on WBRN. Right now I'm with Coach Kent Ingles. And Coach, going back to Wednesday's game at Reed City, you had some foul troubles there in the first half. In the second half, you kind of were able to clean it up. But what does that say that D'Angelo and Dimitri really didn't get the opportunity to play because of the foul trouble, and how much they mean to you?
Coach for a long time, Chris. That is the earliest I've ever had a team get in a bonus on it. 4 minutes? Ticky-tack, some were imaginary fouls. And if they're going to call that, hallelujah, because that's our job to adjust to that. How many times do you think Q got hand-checked in the first quarter? 15, 20? Okay, and it took us right out of our game. You know, we've got a freshman out there, Dimitri was really taken out of the ball game. He couldn't believe some of the fouls that was called. And I don't think his head got in the ball game the rest of the night again, too. I mean, we went in at halftime, and they'd already shot 21 free throws in the first half. And if you'd have gone on our board, the first thing that we put down for them was we knew they were going to take the ball at the hole. It was do not foul, do not foul, do not foul. And did we have some? We probably had some fouls there.
Yeah.
Okay, you know, I'm not going to question that. But anytime you get into a ball game and somebody shoots more than twice as many free throws as what you did, we were perfect at the line last night. We shot 14. I think they shot 33 or something like that too. And it bothered us. Those are two, you know, the two D boys. You know, Dimitri and D'Lo are rebounders, and they both played 9 minutes apiece last night. And that really bothered us too, and I think it bothered us as much psychologically as it did physically. Again, too, I know I give D'Lo some credit late in the ball game when Samuels took the ball the hole. He still went up, and I thought he blocked the shot, but it was his fifth foul. And D'Lo's only played for 2 years, and he has that wonderful naivety about him too. You know, just look at his face when there's a foul called, and you're gonna, because he's the first guy in the world to admit I got him or I didn't get him. Or he has come to the bench and said, Coach, I fouled him, but they didn't call it this time. And he was just beside himself last night. So we're going to try not to foul tonight. I looked out. We have the same officials tonight that we had last night. So it'll be an interesting evening, Chris.
Dimitri, since being inserted into the starting lineup, he's been more assertive. How has that helped you guys as a team?
He can be more assertive than he is yet. The tough thing with Dimitri is when we brought him up, he hadn't played since the 5th grade, and so he hadn't been an organized ball, and so he was learning. So he and Q kind of bonded, and Q spent some time working with him, and so he learned the 3 spot with Q. Well, Q's not coming out, you know, so there's not a lot of minutes for him there, and so then D'Lo took a little hiatus early in the year, so we taught him the 5 spot, okay, and now Chase is out at the 4 spot. And he's got to see a specialist. We're kind of fearing for the worst on his, that he maybe have some broken bone or stress fracture in his leg, and he may not be back. So that leaves Jay as the only 4 person. So now we've put the pressure on a freshman to learn 3 different positions in his first year. And so I think he can be more assertive, but he's also trying to do the right thing, be in the right place at the right time type of thing again too. So, but he is very capable, and he's going to be a big part of our program for the rest of the year and for 3 more years.
You have 6 more games left on the schedule. What do you want to see improve team-wise as you go into districts?
I think a sense of urgency. Sometimes, you know, if you're going to be a good team, you have to play every play like it's your last. And we do that sometimes, and sometimes we don't do that. And I think that bothers us. And sometimes our execution kind of lacks. We get like we don't make the pass that makes the pass, if you know what I'm talking about. We don't get in the proper position to make the entry pass, to make the pass to the post. The little things, our out-of-bounds plays on the basket are an abomination to the game, okay? And we're going to make some changes. We were going to make some changes last night, but we couldn't have a practice last night because of everything that was going on. So you won't see them tonight, but there'll be some changes next week when we see Newaygo, which is another good club for us.
Coach, last time you guys played this squad, close first quarter, only had a 2-point lead. We're able to open it up in the second quarter to get a 19-point advantage. What is the key to tonight's game?
Well, you know, everybody knows we press. The whole state knows that we press. That's what we do for a living. And so people come up with unique ideas in different ways, and so we have to adapt to what they're doing again too. And sometimes the press isn't overly effective right away till we adjust to see what they're doing. Sometimes it doesn't wear people down until later on, and sometimes takes to the third quarter, and sometimes we have to change presses and adjust. So I think, if we can press and push the ball a little bit more, we'll be okay. They've got good athletes. Their basketball players are probably average, but they have some really good athletes here. And you're always worried when you play good athletes when you're playing several nights in a row again.
Certainly is, Coach. You look to go 2-1 on the week here in another 3-game schedule, and what you got to do again next week. Good luck tonight.
Thanks, Chris. Kids love it. They don't have to listen to coach and practice, and they can just play.
And we'll be right back with the starting lineups and the tip right after this 60-second timeout on WBRN.